How are
Happy
you?
birthday! Happy
Thank you.
birthday! Happy birthday! I hope you had a great day. It was a lovely day in the universe. I hope it reflected on your day and your birthday. So I hope you had a great one.
And thank you for the lovely plant you sent me. I got the plant. I'm not sure what plant. What you know the name of the plant? Did you specify?
That's a, it's a money
That's what
tree.
I thought it was. I was telling a friend of mine, I said I know the name of this plant, but I couldn't recall it. So I said I was gonna take a picture and ask the a florist. I love
No,
it. It's beautiful.
thank you. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Let
you're
me get it.
welcome.
Hold on. Keep on talking, and I want to get the. It's right here. Okay.
Yes, I heard that when you gift somebody else money tree or a bamboo sticks, then it's more prosperous than if you just buy it for yourself.
Yourself.
So
Yes.
therefore, yes, that's why it looks
See
beautiful.
how big it is?
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes, excellent. So this is for your next for the rest of your life to be abundant and to have everything you need and lovely. Excellent. Good. I'm so happy. And it's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you get to nurture it and that's it.
We get to grow together because I love flowers, but I like plants because it's something to keep going.
Yes.
And so I got up late this morning because I didn't go to sleep early last night and woke up and whatever else. And then I got up and I got a call from a florist saying I have a delivery for you. And I was like, oh, it's like Christmas, you know what I mean? To get that. So thank you so much. That really, you'll have no idea how much that meant to me to get that today.
Oh, no, I just feel that you are such a generous and kind soul, and our first meeting in person meant more than you think as well.
Oh,
Because you made me like I know you for my whole life. It was just a beautiful the way you make the whole thing. So this is just a little. Anyway, thank you for everything that you do for me and for us and for everybody. And anyway, I just wish you abundance and happiness
thank
and
you. Thank you.
everything. Okay, let's dive in. We have 30 minutes. I'm going to do my speedy
We have at
Gemini.
least 30. We just can't. We got to go between 30 and 40 because I
It's
just
okay.
I heard from my friend. I got until something the 7th, so I got a little bit more time now
Okay,
and
okay,
stuff. Yeah, because
okay.
we have some
So
big things to discuss,
big
right? We had some.
things. So
That's what I said. So let's give it the time. Let's give it the time. We'll be
okay,
fine.
okay. Guys, buckle up. Next week is a lot of energy shifts, a lot of
So
changes.
I figured.
Uh, many. When I say buckle up, you're kind of like, oh no, not again.
Yes. Yeah.
We had a lovely first week of June, and we're gonna have a lovely last week of June. Okay, but in the middle, these 2 weeks are woohoo! It's
Yeah.
very hectic.
Okay.
Okay, lots of things is happening.
Okay.
Uh, Energy shifts are already happened today with Venus moving into Taurus. So
Yes.
that's a shift, a big one. Because she has been retrograde in Pisces in Aries for so long. This is like a fresh new start. She loves it. She needs this Taurian energy. She's at home there. So this is like a great opportunity for growth, for abundance, for beautifying yourself. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sweating because I went for a walk and it's so hot outside.
Oh, it's hot there
So
too.
that was a
Yeah, it's hot here too. It's
yeah.
humid. It's humid right now. Yeah.
So today was a lovely day. Over the weekend, the moon she's shifting into Scorpio, not so pleasant. So tomorrow she's going to oppose Venus and square Pluto. So we're going to feel, this intensity, some kind of, like we are going to feel this change coming up. Something is brewing, and Scorpio moons are they want to go deep and finding what is underneath.
Yes.
She's not happy with superficiality, which we also have. Why? Because on Sunday we have Mercury and Jupiter conjunction in the last degree of Gemini, 29 degrees 46 minutes.
Wow. I mean,
So it's an
almost
erratic
to the very
degree.
end. To the very end. Wow.
So think about it. So Jupiter is definitely he's leaving Gemini with a big bang.
Yes. Yes. Well, he really is. Yes.
Yes.
As it's things like that when they change over, they actually have a big split, a big to-go party, a big farewell party.
Yes.
He's having a big
Yes.
farewell.
Yes.
Okay.
So why? Because with Mercury. So if you think about Mercury in Gemini at the last degree, wants to blab everything out, wants to converse, wants to communicate. Jupiter is going to make it bigger, larger than life.
Uh-oh.
Watch out for bombastic
I don't
news,
know if we have any of
for
that going on over here.
for all these word wars that you find on Twitter. Like you can see, I know I'm going to mention it because it's so vivid. Astrology in practice. You see Musk and Trump
It's
fighting
gonna
now
be.
with words,
And Trump
over
has
social
and Trump
media.
is Mercury. He's a but he's Sun and Sun. He's a sun, Gemini Sun.
Yes. The thing is, this is crazy, and they're literally fighting with words. So this is the energy of Mercury and Jupiter at the last degree of Gemini. Just wars, word wars coming. Everything, accusations, lies, truth. What is the truth? What is the lie? What is
What is it? You
happening?
don't know.
All
Yeah.
this nonsense babble.
Well,
Nonsense babble. That's what
yeah.
is
Well, yeah.
happening. So just watch also in your lives. Everything you hear, disregard, come back to it 2 weeks from now until
Any
everything
real
kind of
system.
settles down and calms down. I just feel we're going to have a lot of, I hope Elvis plays. You know what happens with all these, when this news comes, every time the news comes, that we hear something, always ask yourself, why at this moment? If he knew this information forever, why now? Like I'm always very skeptical to understand why now and not day before or week before or week after. So there's always, I feel, some kind of reasoning. Why are they now fighting? What happened really? I don't think we're never going to know,
No,
but
because we don't know what's going on. The conversations behind closed doors, and the promises made, promises not
yeah,
kept,
yes.
expectations not realized.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
surprised. I'm not surprised because you can't have two
mm,
ego maniacs literally on the throne. It just
no,
doesn't. It just
no.
doesn't go together.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Um, you know, Trump has a lot of Leo energy. He wants to be the king. He wants to be the king, and that's it. And there's no space for anybody else on the throne but him. That's how he's made of, and that's what it is. And with his Mars on the ascendant, he's showing it out there. He's acting it out.
Yes,
So.
yes.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes, but just in the regular lives, watch out, what you hear, what's happening, it's larger than life, definitely. Also, we have Mercury changing. So after this conjunction, it's going to happen 4 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. Just a couple of hours later, 3 hours later, Mercury is moving into Cancer, and then the next day, Jupiter is moving into Cancer. So we have first Venus, then Mercury, then Jupiter in 3 days' time. They're all changing signs. Monday is crazy. I know you talked about it with Anne the other day.
Yes.
Monday is a S show. I don't want to swear on this channel,
Oh,
but it's S show.
it's an S show. Because that's like I thought you meant AS. That's like an S
So
show. Okay,
it's
no,
a
it's
S
a
show.
yes.
Literally, I
It's a
have to be.
cluster.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a cluster.
yeah.
It's a
So
cluster. F
yeah,
word. So we
I
just say
think
it's gonna be a cluster. It's gonna be a
yes,
cluster.
clusters. So it starts Sunday night,
Oh
and then
shoot.
it all comes down on Monday with. Also, I want to mention that I know this is not major, but it's relevant for me. That Pallas Athena is also stationed to go retrograde on Monday, and she's very strategic and planning. But now she's also going, okay, maybe this strategy is not good. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe the way we approach this, she's also a warrior, right? But she's a
Hmm.
smart warrior. So now
Hmm.
she's thinking, okay, maybe the way I went into this battle wasn't good enough. I'm going to retreat and think about it.
Hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of shifts as well.
Yeah.
Mercury square Saturn also on Monday. It's all about self-doubt. They're in cardinal signs, so
Hey, Record Guardian.
they want to make. They're very active. Both Saturn wants to do it, Mercury wants to do it, and the square. Square is always action-oriented. I think the way we express ourselves, we're going to have maybe a lot of self-doubt as well with this,
Ah,
or not being able to say what we want, some kind of restrictions, or imagine. So just the night before, everybody's going to spill the tea, and then the next day is going to be like, oh my God, what happened? Like we're going to have like a wake-up moment with this Saturn bring us to reality, what really happened. So
mm-hmm.
anyway, Venus is also squaring Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
That's about power dynamics into our relationships, right? Everything, so it's happening in the fixed or the cardinal signs. No adaptability, no mutability, nobody is willing to adopt, nobody's willing to change, everybody's
Oh, I
just,
see.
no, I'm doing it, this is the way it's done.
And that's when? This is Monday or Tuesday? This is
Monday,
wow. Monday is
everything on
chock
Monday.
full.
Then we have Mercury square Neptune, again, illusion, delusion, what is real, what is not real, imagination going wild.
Imagination, and that may that may also bleed into our speech, Mercury. So we may be just
Absolutely.
thinking and saying things from the illusory space. Okay.
There's a lot of like I don't know. Moon is also changing sign. She's going into Sagittarius, which I like. So the Moon, she's happy in Sagittarius now from now on because we have all this support from fire and air. But Monday, if you can just close the door and
Yes. Yeah.
and do not interact with anybody, or just try to consolidate your thoughts, consolidate your thinking. You know, Mercury square Saturn can also be like a depressing thoughts, or just feeling not good, or just just doubting yourself a lot. So if you're going to hear something and you're going to start doubting yourself, don't.
Okay.
That's what the point is. This is all happening just 2 days before we have the full moon on Wednesday. Full moon in Sagittarius,
Yes.
okay? So this full moon, Sun opposite Moon, they're both squaring the nodes. We have like a grand cross with nodes.
With the nodes.
Yes, some astrologers don't take this into consideration as a grand cross. I think it's significant in a way, because the nodes always bring something that was meant to be resolved. Remember, so full moons are releasing, letting go, but this is all about I think quest for truth. And what is our truth? What is universal truth? What is individual truth? What is happening in so imagine this plot. So picture this.
Yes.
You have all this nonsense, blah blah blah. Then you have self-doubt.
Yes.
Then you have, oh no, I need to say what my truth is. A lot of these things are happening very intense.
And then we have Mercury and Neptune, so that's going to be even the information won't be clear. It's going to be confusion and diffuse.
Confusion. Also, at the same time, just couple of days next weekend, but still this is going to apply. We have Mars square Uranus. This is explosive. This is bombastic. This is acting. It's literally going into the discussion and then throwing plates. That kind of energy, So.
I sense I'm going to be getting a little feisty then. When is this?
This is going to be next Sunday, but from this
myself.
Sunday. So from this Sunday until next Sunday, these 7 days,
wow,
it's hectic. It's dynamic. Yeah. It's lots of squares always push us to act. We're going to be provoked from the environment, from the circumstances, from the people in our lives. A lot of energy changes. We need to shift. We also need to now adapt. We had, to this change of adapt, from Jupiter being now coming into Cancer and stuff.
Yes.
I also feel for this full moon, because it's ruled by Jupiter in Cancer now, and Sun is ruled by Mercury in Cancer, both for this lunation, is that beneath all this truth seeking, it's going to be a layer of emotion. Like I think we're going to have this emotional drive, let's say. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to have not even consciously. I think our quest for truth and seeing our truth is going to be driven by our emotion and sense of security. Cancer is very protective. So if we're going to feel attacked by people who don't believe the same thing we believe, people who think that the truth is different from our own truth, I think this is going to be, we're going to feel emotionally, personally feel attacked. Okay?
This energy coincides with a parade that we may be having here in the United States, and the so-called sitting president's birthday. It was, like, I'd say a funny thing. My neighbor, I'm the day before Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, and Vice President Pence are born June 7th. My neighbor is born the day after Trump, and so. But anyhow, we're talking about how these, we had to redeem our sign because to have
I definitely my quest for truth. I was just thinking talking about this full moon. My quest for truth is to showcase the best of Gemini in the world, because I think we have, unfortunately, a lot of example. Yes, a lot of lower octaves out there, and we need to say what what really Gemini is about. Gemini can really help with information and with knowledge and using smarts to help people. But
Yeah.
don't forget, this parade happens next Saturday when Moon conjuncts Pluto.
Oh my goodness! No way. The moon conjunct what degree?
3 degrees 27 at 1:26 p.m. Eastern time. So literally during the parade.
Yeah. Well,
We're
yes.
gonna
People will be gathering. Yes.
we're gonna
Yeah.
have few hours before and after of this Moon conjunct Pluto. And what is that? That this is like emotion, like we feel like we think we are powerful. Like this is the sense of power of psychological control. Like it's like we need a psychological control to feel in power. It's gonna be a hectic day.
Yeah. And
It's gonna be a hectic day.
the moon in mundane astrology is the people. Whereas the
People,
moon in individual astrology is our only emotional body, the mother, the
yes,
female. But
yes,
then we have with Pluto. So Pluto to me is going to unearth more things for the people to see and know about, and for the benefit of the collective. The Pluto is I call the no play planet. It's going to say you all need to see this, and I'm going to make it
yes.
perfectly clear on what you need to see. Wow, that's
Which
amazing. I had no idea
is
that was going to be a meetup this next week.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Especially in Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign
Mm,
of collective, of human,
yes,
of humans,
yes,
of
yes.
of our society and community environment. So I think this is more like that. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be anyway. That's next
Okay,
weekend.
we have a question. Slow down. We have a
Yeah,
question. The moon in what sign conjunct Pluto?
in Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Yes, Aquarius. So yeah, Aquarius. So just yeah. Anyway, Monday crazy, next weekend
Ooh,
crazy, full moon crazy. The kind of nice little thing about this week is that Mercury is sextile Venus,
okay.
but for this full moon, but it's a sextile, so it needs our need our focus and attention to make the best out of it. Remember, sextiles are just
Gotta
opportunities. If we
work
focus,
it. Yeah,
if we
yeah,
don't focus on that, then it's gonna pass. So try to think about Mercury Venus sextile. How can I make maybe a nice dialogue with somebody more harmonious? Venus is now in Taurus. She's going to ground us a little bit. Maybe we want some practical communication, some groundness. Maybe we want to see a result. Why are we even talking about this now? What do we want to achieve with this
yeah, yeah,
conversation? What do we
yes.
want to achieve with this message? Does it do any good? Does it, because words can harm as well, right? As we can see, there are weapons. They can harm. They can hurt people. So try to be mindful of what you're saying this week and how you say it. I know it's going to be easy to get your buttons pushed. It's going to be easy, as Steve said, hype and spin, right?
Yes, yes.
Um, oh, I like this. What will be the vibe on Friday the 13th? Okay, we also have a Friday 13th next week. Of course, I forgot about.
I mean, really, it's like the universe says we're gonna give you everything, guys. You know what I mean?
This is so funny.
It's like we're getting ready to have like a comprehensive
Uh,
exam. Is what it feels like.
that's
Oh, you hear that
that's
noise?
funny.
We're having a bad storm here. The rain just started coming down really heavy.
Ooh,
If you could hear
yeah.
that,
Oh yeah, I didn't hear it, but we are expecting, because this is humidity. I think the
yeah,
pressure is we are gonna get one as well. I think it's coming for us as well here. So the next Friday, not much is happening. The moon is going to be in Capricorn, so all the hard aspects will be on Thursday, but also nothing. I don't know. The sun will square the nodes, as I mentioned. So we have this sun. When sun and moon square the nodes, there's always something happening in the world that's going to mark and make a point for the long term. So I think this whole week with this full moon also falls on Trump's nodal axis and near his natal moon, because he was born during the full moon. This is just a couple of degrees away from his natal full moon. So and remember, Mars square Uranus last summer, when his ear got hurt. There was Mars-Uranus conjunction. Now it's a square. So, and there's a parade, and there's a lot of things. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying a lot of things can happen this week that will have repercussions for a longer
a long
period.
time.
Yes.
Could you go a
Yes.
little bit more about and tell me about the nodes, where they are now, and this grand
Ah,
trine?
yes,
I
yes.
just want to give not a whole bunch, but just a little bit more, so people can really
Okay.
get it, because this
Okay.
is not talked about a whole bunch in astrology.
Yes,
The
yes,
nodes, yeah.
yes. So the sun is 20-degree Gemini, the moon is 20 degrees Sagittarius, the south node,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
south node is 23, 22 Virgo,
Virgo,
and
North.
north 20 to 23 Pisces. So
I
these are like
think
a
that's
grand cross, a
yeah.
mutable grand cross,
That's yeah.
nodal
A nodal
cross.
cross. That's it. A
Yeah.
nodal. I'm not familiar with a nodal. I mean, I know it exists, but I mean, I don't. I've
I,
never talked about
I
it.
say not every astrologist consider this to be a grand cross, but if you
Mm-hmm.
talk to a karmic or evolutionary astrologer, they will tell
Yes.
you this is very important.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
so
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah.
I'm not deep into it, but I know when something touches this is a full moon and it touches the nodes and it touches the nodes. Also, this is very, you can apply this to Trump's chart very closely. So if not for anybody else, for Trump, this will have repercussions for long term. We will see which kind and what will happen. But in general, this is something, full moon is putting something to the light. It's putting something into our consciousness, into our awareness.
Yes.
I forgot to mention, yes, so it's also clearing the deck, full moon,
Yeah.
right? So it's going to happen 3:43 a.m. on the 11th. That's the Wednesday. All the mutable signs. So Pisces, Gemini, Virgos, and Sagittarius. If you have anything between, they're going to be more impacted. And all of us who have something between 17 and 23 of mutable signs. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So pay attention to that. Also, this is a part of the lunar family, and Anne also mentioned something that happened during the new moon that started in mid-December 2023. So think about what happened then, and this is now coming to fruition, to the light. Sabian symbol,
Yes.
I forgot to say.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is a child and a dog with borrowed eyeglasses, and I was thinking, so what? So first of all, we have a child and a dog, like that's called like companionship, but they couldn't see clearly. That's how I see it, and they had to borrow somebody else's. So are we seeing things through somebody else's point of view?
See. Okay.
That's my thinking. So it says the word.
Yeah.
It says all is illusion, and meaning is subjective. So we must examine everything without prejudice. So it's walking in the shoes of somebody else. So I'm thinking, do we really need to borrow somebody else's glasses to see as they want to see, as they want us to see the world, or we need to maybe release them? This is very interesting. I was just thinking
Yeah.
about the meaning
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this. Maybe we're going to be clouded by something you don't see something clearly, then somebody else helps you see.
Yeah. Someone else translates or helps you. It gives you a different perspective on what they
But that,
see.
but is that the way you see? Is this clouding your own judgment now? So
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to question that. What is?
Discernment is what needs
Yes,
to be applied.
yes,
Even
yes,
more so, I think
yeah.
this week. I mean, starting like to me Sunday on, it's
Sunday,
yeah.
Sunday on. Yeah.
When you're in the bed under the covers, you still have discernment. I mean, still use some stuff. So,
Remember,
God,
because this full moon and all this is ruled by Jupiter and Mercury in Cancer. We are more sensitive.
yeah,
We are more sensible. We are more taking things
yeah,
personally.
hypersensitivity.
Yeah,
Let's
and
see, feelings
yeah,
and stuff. Yeah.
yes. So
Hmm.
beneath, like in the surface, it's like Gemini and Sagittarius, our mind, logic,
Hmm.
information, knowledge.
Hmm.
But beneath there is something, inside of us telling us, like we're gonna have like emotional
Yeah.
layer to it, right? My suggestion for this week is don't get involved. Because Mars Uranus square will it's a rebellion. It's a rebellious, it's
I'll
like
say,
I want to break
yeah,
free. I'm rebelling. It's a
yeah,
revolutionary feeling. It's
yes,
bombastic,
yes,
explosive.
right,
Watch out in traffic. Like literally, watch out with knives.
yeah.
Just because you're going to be, and
Barbecuing or
then,
whatever. Yeah, be
yeah,
careful with using sharp
yeah,
instruments.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, because there's going to be aftermath with this Saturn square to everything that we're going to be like, that we might feel like, oh, there's going to be like, how Saturn gives us repercussions
yeah,
and there's consequences of our actions.
yes,
So, after like in the hype and spin of everything, as Steve says, this is going to be emotionally driven, although
yes,
we won't be aware of it. We get into this, we into fights. This is my truth. This is what I believe in. You're not in this side, that side, a lot of sides. Full moon, two sides can meet, and then after that, it's like, oh my God, after the, it's like next morning after the party. Remember, full moon is the party. The next morning, the hangover and the thing. Oh no, what did I do
what I
last night?
say. Mm-hmm.
Oh, because a lot of, people might break up a lot of breakups. So we already seen Elon and Trump breaking up,
Yeah,
right? And
yes,
then
yeah. A lot of
so we're gonna
partnerships.
see
A lot of partnerships. Yes. Okay.
countries, alliances,
Countries. Yes.
secret, we don't know, alliance this, all these things, who is with who, now that the world is
Yes.
kind of dividing as well,
Yeah.
who is with Israel, who is with
Yes.
Palestine, who is with Trump, who is with Democrat, who is for this, who is with Europe, who is for tariffs, against tariffs, who is with this. There's a lot of division in the world in general,
Yes.
and it's like you either with this side or that side, like you can't find the middle
Right. Yeah.
ground. And this is the
Yeah. Yeah.
combination of it all. I feel this
Mm-hmm.
is Jupiter in Cancer is about, is patriotic, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
fighting for its home,
It's home.
for
Yes.
family values,
Yes.
tradition. He doesn't want to let go doesn't want to let go of history or where it comes from. So there's
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of holding back to
Mm-hmm.
the old way, the old ways old ways of believing, old ways. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the old belief systems.
Right.
We need to break free from that and start something new. Saturn and Neptune in Aries. We need to go, to a new place. Pluto in Aquarius, and when Uranus comes into Gemini, we are heading for a new world, new belief system. This is what was truth yesterday it's not truth today. And I
Yeah.
think this is going to be messing with our minds to understand that
Yeah.
concept.
And I think also, especially with Saturn, anytime Saturn is prominent in the play, in the mix of which it is now, Saturn is asking us to look at how can we apply these things? I mean, do they make sense? Saturn, because Saturn may feel like restriction, but Saturn is saying, I'm not sure if you know that this is not working and this is no longer really working for you. So I'm going to show you, have you feel that. So some of the tension and some of the resistance and stress comes from tension of resisting the flow. So I think we'll have to sort of like actually take a breather or remind ourselves to take a breath, step back and see and ask ourselves, why am I resisting? What's the resistance? Does it make sense if I'm resisting
Mm.
because it's the way I've always done things, the way I think things have always been done, or my way? I mean, just many questions, but to ask those questions right now, because that's part of our evolution too, that we're having all these convergences, is that we have to own our future.
Yes, yes. Don't forget, I watched Celeste just now before on my
Oh,
walk.
okay, yes.
I was listening to Celeste. She had Diana on. Diana is one of my Astro friends, very dear, and they were talking about this happening. And Diana mentioned verbal diarrhea, and I had to repeat that. This is literally what's going to happen this whole week. You're gonna experience verbal diarrheas.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be it's our judgment will be clouded by
Yeah.
this Neptune nonsense,
Neptune.
by this
Yep.
verbal diarrhea, all this blah, 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 happening, all this. So if you see this as a movie, like I feel like I'm in a circus. I wouldn't say
Yes.
movie. I feel
Yes.
like I'm in a circus,
Yeah.
not even movies. Movies too artistic. This is not even
Yes.
artistic.
This is a circus.
This is a circus, and then and that's how you have to approach it as that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you take any you're going to go crazy if you think this is a serious something, because it
Yeah.
is serious. Don't get me wrong, this
Yeah.
is
Right.
serious,
Yeah. We get you.
but you cannot take it as serious at this moment, because you're going
Mm-mm.
to go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, because this shell will pass,
Yeah.
trust me, this shell will pass. This is
This
not,
two shall
it's
pass. Yep.
not sustainable. It's
No,
just not
no, no, it
sustainable.
isn't. That's the good
No,
news. It's going to be,
no,
it's,
no,
it's a little bit rough going through it, but it can't sustain for over
no,
a long period. And
no,
but
no.
I love how you said that moon, that moon and Pluto conjunct Pluto. That's going to
Yeah,
be really just be
that's going to be,
wow, and that's definitely not sustainable.
da, da, da,
That's a
yeah.
tough
So,
one.
yes,
Hmm.
so everybody just always take care of yourselves. You never know. Like, unfortunately, you don't know how everybody
To show
around
up.
you will
No, no,
react
exactly.
to you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
people are going to be also irrational around you. So make sure that whatever you do, take care and think about long term. If something happens to you in any way, if you get arrested or hurt, because many things can happen, unfortunately, these days, then you cannot help anybody else and not yourself either. So just have that in mind, that yes, you need to make change. Yes, we all need to make changes. But be smart. Pallas Athena
yeah,
retrograde. Think
yeah,
about long-term strategy. Even maybe you need to sacrifice something
yeah.
now that you some kind of believe or whatever, but for great, but when the time comes, you can use that, as a weapon later. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you be
like the Richard
smart.
Brake, you can recheck your strategy. Like it's a good
Yes.
strategy, but let me give it a breather and look at it again. Say, now is it still good? I meant to do some
Yeah.
tweaking to it
Yeah.
to have it
Yeah.
work for
Yeah.
you, for a longer
Yeah.
period of time. Now, this Moon Pluto conjunction is next Sunday. You said not this Sunday, the
Next next
following
next Saturday,
next
literally
Saturday.
on the parade. If
Oh,
the
okay,
parade
right.
is on the
Yeah,
14th,
the 14th. It's the 14th if they have
yeah,
it. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. If they have it, it's going to be on the 14th. So the moon is going to be in Aquarius, and it's going to conjunct Pluto 13:26 p.m. Eastern Time. And after that conjunction, it's going to apply to square to Venus again. And then Sunday morning, 5:64 a.m. Mars square Uranus exactly, and Jupiter
Yes.
square Saturn exactly next Sunday.
Oof.
That's conflict. Um,
Yes.
so don't take risks.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, do things, but don't take
Yeah.
risks. That's the thing. Um,
Very
you
good
know,
at
on
mentioning
the
restaurant. Yeah, like think first, watch your
yeah,
words, and don't get arrested.
get
Yeah.
arrested. That's
Yeah.
that was my,
Yeah.
because unfortunately I feel that the way things are going, anybody can get arrested for anything these days in America. Unfortunately, which
Yeah,
is,
or get carted off by ice, so-called
yeah,
ice. Hmm.
or whatever. You just, you look at somebody wrong, and
Yeah,
whatever. So
we got
unfortunately,
issues.
this is,
Hmm.
yes. So um, uh, Renee Josephine, I have my moon in Aquarius. Should I just hide from Pluto? Yeah. Like I said, don't hide from Pluto, but embrace it. So,
Yeah, yeah,
it can give you psychological strength if you
yes,
prepare for it and strategize with it like, if you know that it's coming. So instead of Pluto taking over you, you take over
right.
Pluto, and get your psychological strength, and just, it can be, moon is very sensitive,
Yes.
and Pluto is very aggressive sometimes. So it can
Hmm.
be, so that's,
Hmm.
and Pluto shakes, it's kind of uncontrollable things can happen. So just make sure to whatever happens, if you accept the serenity prayer.
Hmm.
God gave me serenity, right,
Accept things that I cannot change, and
change,
yes.
to change
Hmm.
that I things that I can, and the
Hmm.
wisdom to know the
The
difference.
difference, yeah.
So
And
so
also the benefit of
yes.
Pluto is that Pluto will excavate things. So that's where the toughness is coming with the moon. Things will come up that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
very deep in our emotional bodies, perhaps, that need to, they may not be seen as treasure, but they are, and it needs to come up so that we can then process it, and whether we use it, dismiss it, I mean, move it away or whatever, but we're going to have some, yeah. There's
It,
one of my teachers, early astrology teachers, called Pluto the Rotor-Rooter. It goes deep and looks at the below the surface and checks the integrity of things
uh,
too.
think about manipulation, emotional manipulation. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what Pluto and Moon. It could be,
Oh, very good. Yes, yes.
psychological manipulation, like emotionally,
Yeah, yeah.
manipulating you. So, and with all this verbal stupidity that's coming up, yeah,
Yes.
don't, it's hard sometimes to, but guys, whoever has Pluto, whoever has Moon in Aquarius, you are gifted with objectivity, and
Mm-hmm.
you in the tough situations, you're very good in crisis because you can be cool-headed in a crisis situation. I think that's also what Anne mentioned the other day. Cool-headed in a crisis situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that means even if a crisis arises, try to just step back, cool your head, and then objectively move forward. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like both of our friends have a Moon in Aquarius,
Yes.
right? I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a Aquarius are great first responders, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they can
Mm-hmm.
in a
Mm-hmm.
panic. They're very calm in a panic situations, right? That's
Yes.
Aquarius. Very not like
Yeah, yeah, yes.
so
Yeah.
think about that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's on a good side, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe the people in a mundane, maybe the people can find a cool-headed, objective approach to everything, and gain some clarity from this crisis, and
Yes.
maybe some
There's
empowerment
some
from
power.
crisis, because
Yes. Yeah.
we are in the middle of crisis. This is what is happening. It's a crisis
Yeah, I
of
think
of
yeah.
it's a crisis
Right.
of country, of
Yes.
people in this country,
Yes.
of what is
Absolutely.
governance for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crisis of rule, order, crisis of
Yeah.
whatever, like of what is important, what is not important, of humans. I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
crisis in the world. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. Sure. In the world. Yeah. Yeah. And I think this
yeah.
is why, and things are coming to a head. So many things are coming to, and this, yeah, is going to help it actually come to a head. And we'll have to, just for us to maintain the confidence that we can get through this. And things will be coming up. And things won't be pleasant. Like you said, I'm glad you said
Yeah.
the honesty. We may have some
Yes.
accidents. We may have some hurts. We may have some different things. This is not something that typically everyone gets through these things. I mean, worldwide, we will have some major challenges among humans and animals and living kind can experience
But
something.
imagine, I'm thinking, when you watch the apocalyptic movie or
Yes,
something, so
yes,
everything is destroyed, so you're going through this, it's hard, it's destroyed. But then, remember how at the end of the movie, everybody gets together, they look at the horizon, and they say, okay, let's start
hmm
over. And kind of, that's what I feel. Like, yes,
yeah,
we are
yeah,
now in the middle
yeah,
of the storm, everything is getting destroyed, we're hanging
yes,
on. But remember that feeling at the end.
yes,
Yes, everything is destroyed, but we are still alive together, and we
yes.
can rebuild everything.
There's a funny saying in this movie, Ocean's 11 or 12, and
Oh
he
yeah.
goes, "We're in Barney." He said, "Barney, rubble, trouble, trouble." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we're in Barney. We're going into Barney, and it's going to be
Yeah.
some rubble. It's going to be trouble, but the rubble, which is what actually is happening in this country, everything's being taken down, systems and so on. But I was having a discussion with a friend earlier. I said, like, it's tough right now, but these are systems that I think it would be hard to break down any other way. They really sometimes will need a sledgehammer. And yes, no, it's not gonna be everyone's not gonna be happy. People will lose jobs. It'll be confusing. We won't have things to replace it right away. But we can build from the rubble. We clear the rubble away. Once we out of Barney, and then we can
Yeah.
build something that actually supports us now, not what supported us back then. So this
I know
country,
you.
even though it's young, is still old enough to have systems that are no
Oh
longer
yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
viable. Hmm.
You like Star Wars, right? As I remember. Are you a fan of
I'm
Star
more of a
Wars or
Star
no?
Trekky
Ah,
person.
you were
Yeah,
Star
yeah,
Trek. Okay, but in Star Wars, you know how they built this Death Star.
yes,
The biggest
yes,
weapon, and everybody's
yes,
scared,
yes.
and how. But at the end, they destroy it
Yeah,
together.
right.
So I'm just saying, yes, there is this fear. Yes, somebody else is building this weapon. How are we going to survive? But at the end, it only takes a little hope and
An
and and, and faith,
agreement,
and
yes. To
and then
mhm.
to have a few people on the same side and believing they can destroy the evil and the evil will
Yes.
be
Yeah.
destroyed.
Well, that's it. We have to believe it.
Yes,
Yes. And
yes.
I find the challenge too right now, Jasmine, is people think that, well, we haven't done that before. How we? I said a lot of things in life we haven't done before. So don't let that be a stumbling block
This
because
is
that gives you some give you
yes.
creativity. So,
This
and
is not
we're
the
facing a lot of
first.
things right now, huh?
Yeah, this is not
Hmm.
the first or the last time that humans have challenges and new
Yeah.
beginnings. Not the first or the last
That's right.
time in the
That's
evolution
right.
of humans.
Hmm.
So this is just part of us growing and being and coming to. I have such a strong feeling that it's going to be at the end. Maybe we won't be alive, but for our generations, it's going to be much better.
Oh yeah.
I have a strong feeling. I can't escape from it.
Right. No, I think so too. I mean, I think I'll get a couple of glimpses, but by the time
Yeah.
I mean, right now we're still gonna be. We'll see. We'll get close. Right now, I think we're more heavy on the coming down, and then eventually we'll see more still coming down, and then we'll see the building, and then you'll see more building. So right now I think we're in the demolition phase. Like when you have
We are
like you
in
have a
the
room done,
demolition.
we're in the
Yes, we are in the
demolition phase.
demolition phase. Yes.
So and that's fine, but I think most of us, well, many of us, hopefully, will see where we're still doing sort of demolition, but we're starting to build. You can see the
Yes.
plans. You can see
Think
the plans that can actually come
yes,
into place.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So think about old shed. It's falling apart. Everything is crooked. You need to remove it and make better foundations, more
Hmm.
solid
Hmm.
material, better support structure. So that's
To
what
serve
is
more
happening
people, to
now.
serve more,
Yes,
yeah, to serve more. Whereas
yeah,
a lot of our structures in this country were built to serve a limited number of people and a limited type of
exactly.
people. So that's why,
Di- different
yeah,
times.
yeah,
Yes, thank you very much. I always say grateful for everything.
yes,
Thank you very much, but your time
yes.
is done.
Your time
Bye
is
bye.
done. Yes, thank you, and yeah, peace out.
Just
Yes,
like
graceful
with
conclusion.
people, yes,
Hmm.
countries, people, structures, governments, whatever.
Yeah,
Thank you, bye bye.
yeah.
Uh, all these queens and queens fall. People just 200 years ago, if they knew that the future won't have queens
Kings
and kings, they
and
would say, "Who?"
queens. I know.
They would say, well, that you're crazy. Of course, they're always
Yeah,
going to be queen
yes,
because they were
yeah,
there for centuries.
yeah. Well, I mean, let's think about it. The Queen of England. She died a couple of years ago. I saw since I was born, she was the Queen. That's
But
over 60 years. I mean, that's a long time for
I
me to actually
know,
see that structure in
but
place.
but, but very rarely today that you have only few countries like you can
Yeah,
five to six
yeah,
countries that have queens and queens.
yeah.
100 years ago, just 100 years ago, everybody had queens and kings,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and nobody believed that could ever fall apart. How can we be the king?
yeah.
The king, nobody. All the kings fell.
Yeah. Well, look
People
at no
did
one
it.
could ever believe that this country would be in the situation it's in either.
But
So I
that's what
mean,
I'm saying. But
it's nothing stays the same forever. Nothing
no,
stays
it's
the
the same.
same. It just we happen to be in a place right now, Jasmine, where we're seeing this stuff come down. Whereas, I mean, let's face it, the generation before, like they didn't see this happen. Everything was
No.
still stable. I mean,
Yeah.
a few changes, but
Yeah.
everything was pretty much stable. A few
Yeah.
blips. Now we're seeing blip, 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 blip,
It's
blip.
like
You know what
a
I mean?
lot.
It's like so. That's why our systems and
Yeah.
people, everyone, to realize that our nervous systems are actually a little bit a trigger right now because we haven't had a chance to smooth out. So you really got to
No.
take extra care to for your breathing. Your water. Make sure your elements are balanced. You ground
Yes.
yourself as best you can, and do it like voting early and often. You have to really just do this stuff as much as you can because we haven't had, and we're doing pretty good. I think we're all doing good considering we're still getting up every morning and dragging that right side of the body to work and doing life because
Yes.
this has been a time of explosive change and constant and not only so much change but uncertainty.
Yes, that's the
That's
problem.
what really can really
That's
get people.
yeah. Change is
Yes,
okay if you kind of know what is happening after, but
yes,
if you
yes,
don't know, that's the scary part, right? But that's where the belief and faith comes in. That's why we have the node. That's why we have the North Node in Pisces now.
yes.
We need to have
The
faith, and
faith.
we need to have faith.
Yes,
Otherwise, without faith, we
you
lose everything. Without
lose
hope, we
everything.
lose everything.
Yeah. I was just wrote a friend the other day said this house this to me this past year felt like a fun house meets Rocky Horror Show meets. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just so much. You know what I mean? Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? I can look at Friday the 13th and all them and say, go to what, go away. I'm not scared of any of you guys anymore. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my God.
It's the paranormal
You know what?
activity. It's
I was
just
thinking now that you're thinking about Stephen King. His
yes,
It. eat clown. This is
It's
what
yes. I was like, I can tell that
it's
clown get lost.
coming
Yeah, I'd
from
be
the
like, get
source.
lost. Yeah, because
It's
I
coming from.
that's what I have running in the White House. So I'm not you know what I mean. So I'm seeing the
That's
clown
what I'm
now.
saying. Yes, yeah, you don't
No,
scare me
let's see
no more.
him anymore. Yeah, exactly. Yes. See, and that actually is a sense. If you look at it that way,
Oh
it
my
actually is
god.
it's an empowerment.
Yeah,
Actually, you look at it, you're like, you know what?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, I
yeah,
see you now. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
no, but this has
yeah.
been, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
I always remember,
my
it's an
birthday
old
still
saying.
sucks.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's an old thing, but it works.
Yes,
Imagine all these people naked, and
yes,
then it's just gonna go
yes,
hilarious.
yes,
Just imagine them
yes.
all naked, and your day's gonna be much better.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure about this. To the only want to imagine that,
No,
but
no,
anyway.
it's not want to keep eating my lunch. You know what I mean? Want to get yeah. That's about a horror show. No, come on now,
No,
Jasmina.
yeah, the thing is,
Yeah,
if you humanize them,
yeah, yeah.
they're not
Put
gods.
everyone in their underwear.
You know,
Everyone goes. I can see you.
say right?
Keep something on people. Oh, that's too
You
funny.
know,
No, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think
You, you
we're
know,
learning,
yeah.
and I mean those ways are so good because we're learning how to deconstruct those things that would automatically send us to that fear space. We're realizing, okay, we've been dealing with this now. We're doing okay. I mean, that's not saying it's been easy, and we haven't had bumpy rides, but we're managing. Yeah, we're
No, but
managing.
when you become your own authority, and
Philomena, she's like a friend of mine.
oh,
Hey, Philomena.
hi. When you become your own authority and you don't give power to others, because if you
Yes,
consciously don't want to give power to others and say, that's
that's
it,
it.
you don't have power over
Right.
me, then you're free.
Then you're free. Yeah.
Whatever the situation
Whatever it
is.
is, whatever
Yeah,
situation it is, whatever engagement, to realize that you have the power to say no
yeah,
and to set your and on equal standing. I think we also, because of like I said,
yeah.
the kings and queens, we always saw ourselves as, oh, I can't possibly do or tell them no. I'm less than them. No, you're not.
No,
No, you're not.
no, that's
No,
what I'm saying.
no.
No,
And
nobody.
and
No,
yeah, and
no,
I was telling
no,
someone,
no.
this may sound bizarre, but the fact that we have this clown show going on right now has led me to believe, it's sort of cemented for me the fact, because in this country, due to racism and sexism, we were always, it was that implied, more so than implied,
Hmm.
that you were less than. Now I'm saying, this is what you got. This is what you call your best leading. This is what you got.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it makes you realize, no, I don't think so.
yeah.
No, no
Well,
one's more supreme than me, or no, means I don't need to. If you have to actually have a supremacy movement, that tells me something about who you really
yeah.
are.
I
If you
think
have
I,
to
I
actually
think
lord over people.
Yeah, I think he leads according to his value system, and what he values is circus.
Thank you.
So
Yes, he
that's
values service.
that's what it is.
Yes.
He literally is ruling
Yeah.
this country, your country, according to his value system. And
Yeah.
he values confusion. He likes to manipulate,
Keep
mess
people
things
upset.
around.
Yes.
Get people all these words and play on words kind of a thing. He thrives on that. It's like
Hmm.
woohoo. He thinks he's funny.
Right.
Wow,
No, he does. Yeah.
hilarious,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that's what he values. He values trickstery, sales approach. He likes to like he says, I started with 145% tariffs. I didn't have space to negotiate. I don't care. So he doesn't care if it's 445, 40, 10,
Yeah.
20, 70. Like who cares? You just where is your integrity? Where is your what are you like? He
Well,
just
integrity
he
is
just
another word that we're missing. Yeah, that's another
yeah,
thing that we're
he just
missing. Yeah.
blabs things. Like
Yeah.
who? I don't take him
Yeah.
seriously. Who? Because now it's this like in a true bad Gemini version. Now is this now? Can he keep his word?
Yeah.
Can he probably can. That's why all these fights.
Well, look,
He
the
probably can keep his word.
lower octave of Gemini is lying or
Yes,
prevarication. It is verbal
trickster.
diarrhea. It is trickster. It is
Yeah,
the snake oil salesman. So
yeah,
this is, I mean, this is actually a very good chaos gaslighting narcissist playbook. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. So we're seeing,
yeah,
and we're also seeing the need for screenings of people before they take certain offices and positions, and we're seeing the need for mental health. We're seeing how mental health from our childhood issues or whatever shows up,
yeah.
and it
Oh yeah,
only gets
yeah,
worse. People, it doesn't get
yeah.
better if you don't address it. You know what I mean? So I don't care how much money you have, it still shows up, as we see, even with Elon. It's just it's interesting to see, though, to see it
Do
show
you
up like
know?
that.
I don't know. I don't have the information. Do you know? I have to Google it. How many times did Trump actually bankrupt? You know how
Yeah, he did
his businesses
quite a few
did
times. Yeah,
quite a few times, right?
casinos. And other businesses, yes, yeah.
but
He's not a good businessman.
he's
No, he
not a good
doesn't. No, no, no,
businessman.
not at all.
He's
He's not. No, not at
his
all. Yeah,
his business get bankrupt more than
yeah. Well,
once. So
I think he's an agent provocateur, but his agency is his change that he brings is what we see demolition. He's demolition derby.
that's what I'm
He
saying.
brings his yeah.
It's very
So
easy to play with other people's money.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
he's very powerful. He's taking the money from all the taxpayers and doing this. Come
yeah,
on, he bankrupt more than anyway. I
yeah,
just
yeah. No, it's
so
yeah.
he could have his own money. Now he's taking the country's money and playing with it like it's toys. Like he's in a playground in a sand pit. Come
But
on.
what's interesting is, I mean, what's not, I hate to say hopeful, but the fact that you said his birthday week, his birthday will not be, I mean, because I had wonderful, I mean, Wednesday night I woke up for that Libra moon, and then we had another, I forgot what Venus was, there something else happened, but it was very, I could feel it was very
Venus
smooth.
Jupiter
It
sextile.
was
Venus Jupiter
beautiful.
sextile.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful. It was flowing and nice. I could see the sextile symbols, the flowing
Yeah.
thing, but then this I could sense that we're going into, what I mean, a challenging
Yeah.
week, a very challenging week, and
Demolition
demolition
derby.
derby. That's what I mean. That's an old term because there was a demolition derby. I think to do with I
Yeah.
don't know. They used to have the roller derbies and so on. But anyhow, yeah, this is going to be a challenging time for the country. And we have Flag Day on the 14th. We have the Pope speaking at giving mass in Chicago. A lot going on. That it's going to be so much that yikes. Okay.
I don't know. See you on the other side. See you on Friday 13, everybody.
Yes. Oh, rest by Friday the 13th. So
Yes,
okay.
next Friday 13. We'll see you then. Keep your cools.
Keep you
Think
cool.
long term. Think long term. Just think long term. That's all. Think long term, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
We will survive this as well. Do your thing. Don't get involved. Just do your little thing, whatever
Yeah.
you do by yourself.
Yeah.
That's overall
Take care of
suggestion.
yourself first, and then check
Yes.
in on people who may be having a rough time too, because this could be
Oh
the
yeah.
moon and Jupiter is not. I mean, the moon and Pluto.
Pluto.
I had
Yeah.
that went over my moon it was tough. It was really one of those type. I didn't think you know what I mean. So it can be emotionally wrenching
Yes.
and heavy. So check in on people. If you need help, reach out. Say, I just need a friend. Can we meet for? I mean, really, this is a time when we have to ask. We have to actually make sure we take care of ourselves and each other
Yes. Yes. Locally. So
locally.
remember,
Yeah.
Rick
Yes.
Levine
Rick
always
Levine.
says,
Yes.
act
Yes.
locally. Think
Big,
globally, but act locally. So who
yes.
can you
Yeah.
help in your local
Yeah.
space? Yes, that's important.
Yes. And we and know that love and fear, the strongest power and energy in the universe is love. Is
Absolutely.
love. So let's start with yourself. Send out love, even when you're feeling bad for yourself. Send out love to people that you think about and other situations, and you'll start feeling better because it just builds and builds in
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And so that's helped me a lot.
With that thought, I will leave you to it to have the rest of your birthday
Thank you.
nice. I'm sending
And
you all the love,
and
virtual
you have a
hug.
party for Adrian this
Tomorrow,
tomorrow.
we have a party. Yes, tomorrow is the big
His
day.
fifth birthday, right? His fifth
Yes,
birthday.
yes. We had a lovely
63 years older
week.
than him.
Well, I'm 42 years older than him anyway. Uh,
Okay.
Sending everybody love. Take care, everybody. If you need to reach out, anyway, you know
Yes,
where we
reach
are.
out.
So that's
Yeah,
it.
if you need to reach out, I do respond to comments. We both do. So,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, we're
Yes,
here for you. Okay,
yes.
thank you so much, Jasmina, for
You're
everything and
welcome.
for my
No,
lovely plant and the blessings of your friendship.
no,
Thank you.
that 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 is just, I don't know. I just wanted you to have something. I don't know. Just wanted to have something long term.
Yes,
As that's how I cherish you long term
thank you.
for a
Thank
lot of
you.
things. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Have a great weekend. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you, Renee Josephine. Bye-bye. Thank you for me.